What's going on, guys? It's TheMightyDart13 back again, and this is my video for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Obviously, a little bit. Well, no, it's not that late. I mean, it's Thursday today, I think, at the time of recording. So yeah, it's not been out as fast as I would have liked, but I've had a really hectic week, and it's not going to get any easier. Obviously, football vlog this Saturday. We're home to someone this weekend anyway. I can't remember who it is. So yeah, there's a few. I've still got to record a video about where the channel's going and whatever. That'll be coming out at some point. It's basically at the moment everything's up in the air. You know, I've got stuff kind of in the old personal life that's a bit sort of mad at the moment, in relating to jobs and whatever. So yeah, so everything's up in the air at the moment. But yeah, this is my video about the Brazilian Grand Prix. So it started off, we had on the Saturday, which obviously you know I don't tend to talk about quality that much. Lewis Hamilton went out in Q1, and more than that, he crashed. He lost a rear, or he lost the car anyway, and he's gone into the barrier, so he ended up starting from the pit lane, which was the team's decision because obviously they know from China, where he started from the back of the grid, you can end up getting your front wing taken off, and that's just sort of, well, buggered slightly. But as it went, it's kind of they started from the pit lane, and basically Mercedes put a brand new power unit in his car, which basically meant Lewis was just absolutely bombing it up there. But yeah, as for the race itself, or just after that, sorry, we had the Mercedes. It came out that afterwards, after quali, the Mercedes, or 8 members of the Mercedes team, were robbed at gunpoint in Brazil, which is not regular occurrence, but it has happened before. And Lewis has come out and said, look, something needs to be done about this. This is ridiculous. And it happened to such an extent that there were a couple of other teams where I think Sauber had some people who were approached and whatever, but Pirelli and McLaren both pulled out of, well, Pirelli were going to test next season's tyres, or some tyres, and McLaren are obviously going to be the team that tested for them. Well, McLaren have pulled out of this. McLaren said, look, we're not doing it, and Pirelli have said, look, because of safety we can't do it, which is understandable. Lewis has said that that Liberty Media have to do more, or Formula 1 in general has to do more for security, which I agree with. You know, no one deserves to have a gun pointed in their face and being forced to hand over their valuables. But yeah, as for the race result itself, you had Vettel in first, Bottas second after starting on pole, and Raikkonen third, with Hamilton, after starting from the pit lane, finishing fantastic fourth. Obviously got driver of the day, which is an amazing achievement when you consider what's happened. Yeah, but he overtook a lot of drivers and did really well. It was impressive, to be fair, watching Lewis drive. He did well. Obviously, there's a lot of highlights. But the thing is he sort of, by the time he caught up to Raikkonen, he was pushing that hard, he had just shredded his tyres. His tyres were fucked. But yeah, overall, it was a decent race, I've got to say. But as for your race result, you had, obviously, Vettel first, Bottas second, Raikkonen third, Hamilton fourth, Verstappen fifth, Ricciardo sixth, Massa seventh, Alonso eighth, Perez 9th, Hulkenberg 10th, 11th Sainz, 12th Gasly, 13th Ericsson, 14th Erline, 15th Grosjean. He had a penalty for crashing into Ocon, which is something I'll cover in a minute, and 16th Stroll. Your retirements were Hartley with reliability issues, which is a shame. He's had, I think, 2-3 races now. Or, no, 2, I definitely know he's had 2, and he's had 2 engine failures. I feel sorry for him. Ocon, Magnussen, and Van Dorn rule out through contact, but Van Dorn and Magnussen came together with Ricciardo. Ricciardo was throwing it up the inside, which he was doing all weekend on the first lap. Basically, Van Dorn got squeezed in the middle, and Magnussen ended up getting smacked as well. As for Ocon versus Grosjean tried to go up the inside, lost the car, and went into Ocon, and that's Ocon's first retirement since 2014, I believe, which is a shame. So overall, it was very, it's a shame because Ocon's a fantastic driver. But as for that, obviously it was Felipe Massa's last race as well at Brazil. Obviously he's announced retirement at the end of the season. Well, they said that last year and look what happened. But I think generally this season it will be his last year. He finished, obviously, 7th. It's a shame, because I do like Felipe. He's a good driver. But yeah. And obviously after his son came over the radio afterwards and said, I'm really proud of you, Daddy. Well done. It was such a heartwarming moment. I mean, if I can find it, I'll leave a link to it in the description. I'm pretty sure the FIA, the official Formula 1 YouTube channel, put something up about it. But it was really, really, heartwarming. And, it's... The main talk now is who's going to replace him. Obviously, Kubica's got another test for Williams coming up in the current gen of cars, because the 2 he's done have been in the 2014 car. But my personal opinion, Kvyat is, by all accounts, after Kubica is the first choice, but Daniel Kvyat is the second choice, which I hope happens, because I'd love to see him go to someone like Williams and just really stick it to the Red Bull racing program. Don't get me wrong, the problem is he's been dropped 3 or 4 times now, which is a shame, but what can you say? It's that's how ruthless Formula 1 is, and this is the problem with having so many good drivers. And obviously with Sauber, Pascal Wehrlein could be losing his seat, even though he's also been linked with Williams, because Sauber are looking potentially to bring in Antonio Giovinazzi and Charles Leclerc, from what I've heard, and bringing them both in to sort out the driving thing at Sauber, which would be quite cool. I do like Charles Leclerc. From what I've seen, he's a fantastic driver. And I also like Antonio Giovinazzi. But you've also had Lando Norris has been announced as McLaren test driver for next season. But obviously, inevitably, that means the end of Jenson Button's career with McLaren. And obviously, everyone who watched races last season knew he'd retired. I'm gutted to see JB go, but obviously I've got a lot of it out of my system last season. My favourite moment for him has to be probably his drive at Brazil or whatever, because that 2009 season was the first real sat down and watched pretty much every single race, and I love the Brawn GP car. If anything, that's probably my favourite car of all time. It was the first year of the regulations, and it was just such a good season. You had the Red Bulls, first proper competitive season. You had Toyota, BMW. You had so many good cars there. Yeah, it was such a good thing. But yeah, obviously we've got one race left, which is Abu Dhabi, which is in a couple of weeks' time, I think. After that, I'll probably do a top 10, sort of moments and whatever, which would be cool. But yeah, guys, that's my race rating overall. I'd give it a solid 7. It was a decent race. There was a lot of battling, a lot of good overtake. I mean, Ricciardo was just on one, and obviously you had a fantastic battle between Massa and Alonso. As for my prediction for my top 3 for the next race, I'm going to go, I think Hamilton will see out the season with a win. I think it's going to go Hamilton, Vettel, and I'm actually going to say Ricciardo. I think Ricciardo's going to get a podium, which would be nice to see. And Verstappen and Raikkonen finish top 5, Bottas to finish 6th. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Again, there's no official scheduling out for me yet. That'll be coming out hopefully the next few. I have to sit down with a couple of people and figure that, people who've helped me with the channel and sort of figure out scheduling and whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the brilliant support recently. Obviously, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I'm trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year. It would mean a lot if you could subscribe. But yeah, Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.